Well, hello. We're back, Stronny and Vince, to bring you guys a little more North American DreamHack Open action. Of course, now, Vince, we're in the more important matches. We're in the playoffs, baby. And this first semifinal, I think, is going to have some interesting engagements between the likes of FURIA and Chaos. I'm just thinking to myself, they are outclassed, that much we know, but they've given a fight to each opponent regardless of their skill level. And that's what Chaos does, Vince. They always make you sweat. What do you make of this matchup?
I think it's going to be great, honestly, for the same reasons that I've been anticipating watching both of these teams throughout the entire tournament, regardless of who they're playing against. FURIA, one of the most entertaining teams in the world. I said it before, Art, probably the most entertaining player in the world. But then Chaos, they've exceeded my expectations. It's not that I thought that they were a bad team at all, but they're standing tall and they're delivering against some of the best teams in NA, taking them to their limits, getting very close in the process. So I genuinely think with this veto, it does probably slightly favor FURIA, but it's not as if, I wouldn't say that Chaos have lost this veto either. As they said on the desk, these are actually fairly comfortable picks for them. So this has the makings of a very close game.
Let's just hope they perform to the moment because, Maui raised a good point. FURIA did beat Astralis on Nuke more than a year ago, but Chaos beat FURIA on Nuke about only 2 months ago. So that tells me that Chaos are better than Astralis. Confirmed. Pistol round 1 coming at you hot, and it looks like Chaos go towards ramp early.
Oh, they go to ramp and they crunch onto Serato. Art was there, but he had a nade out, so he couldn't help his teammate. And now he has to try and fend off against all the terrorists. His 2 kills. No more to be forthcoming, but the bomb gets spilled out, and he buys up enough time for his teammates to push down ramp and try and regain what was once theirs. Good frag from Yuri, dropping the bomb one more time, and Vanity gets splattered. And considering that Chaos got the first kill and had access to ramp that early on, that is one hell of a comeback. And it mainly started with this man, Art.
Yeah, that little slippery snake just sneaks back through the side of the door as the first player from Chaos goes through the opposite side. So he just finds that better of the timing. One of those moments where it's like, yeah, Art, not only can he create pandemonium and mess with teams by catching them off guard, but he can also just keep it cool when he is in the heated position. And obviously with so many T's running at him there, it would have been so easy for him to just get the one and done and die. He goes bigger, as Art does. Speaking of as Art does, the constant round 2 USP, Vince. He is the cash cow for that first op. How nice of him. There's that second flash that pops outside of Hut. We've seen that play come out of Chaos versus ZPG in overtime at times. These eco rounds, Vince, they throw one flash with one player out Hut door, delay for a second flash with everybody else around it. They tried it here, did not work at all. It was a clean sweep from FURIA, so the 2-0 start, and there's that op for Art.
Yeah, the open play early, and out of the 5 frags, 4 of them from the MP9, so printing money with FURIA doesn't get much better. Now Yuri, with his M4, perched in main, may get pressured momentarily as outside is beginning to fall under control of the T's. Plenty of smoke's been put down already, a wall has been built, but Art, of course, aggression. And Chaos having to deal with this ruthless aggression from Squeaky as well. Yuri opening up into Squeaky, mitigating all of that outside control. And now with a 5v3 advantage, Yuri drops downstairs, delivering another fatal blow. But Zephyr at least stands tall. One of the players to watch out for Chaos over the duration of this tournament. The guy has a very high skill ceiling. And Serato looking to demolish Chaos's for this round. Zephyr's all that remains. He's shut down in the back. It's a comfortable 3-0 sweep.
FURIA looking good so far. Everybody looking crisp. The speed, the tenacity, it's already starting to come out of them. So this is not the FURIA you want to walk into at the start of your day for Chaos. See if they can kind of kick things up a notch. Got the little half buy, Tech 9s, P250, CZ. Steal with the utility. Frags out Squeaky door first. Smoke could go down towards vent, but before that even has a chance to pop, Serato kills him. And the rest of his teammates try to work their way over towards ramp. We will be able to get a good look at Henny throughout this TT side, I'd say, getting aggressive on his own. There's not normally a second player too close, but Art does swoop in time. Lends a helping hand to frag out Zeppa. The AWP retrieved. Henny unkillable as he stands 5-0 to the start of this map. And Furia 4-0.
4-0 and only 4 frags for Chaos. Leaf and Jonji yet to get off the mark. Is their second rifle, so hopefully this is going to fare better than the last time around. But it's really what you said. Furia starting so confidently is going to definitely put some fear into Chaos. They're a team that you feel if they maybe get a bit overzealous early on and you shut them down, you break down the economy, you've got a decent chance at least making the half close. But if they are feeling supreme confidence, as clearly they are one more time, things get a little bit sketchy. Henny misses his shot, does land the shot onto Leaf, but it's a leg shot. Not going to get the outright frag, and this is where the over-aggression could pay out against Furia. You heard Steel say that he was going to expect the unexpected, that Furia liked to go for these slimy plays, as he coined it. Well, he's done a good job of navigating himself across to the site for the plant, and this should fall in the hands of Chaos for their first round in our semifinals.
I didn't jump into the server fast enough, Vince, to quite catch it, but I saw on the mini-map that there was a smoke grenade over towards Hell. It seemed, it's hard to get an eye on it at times, but it looked like Art, he lent that helping hand to Henny last round, and I believe he was cut off from the attempt to do it this time when Henny was so clearly under pressure. We saw him trying to duck back into that corner with the op. I feel like in hindsight, sure, he gets aggressive and tries to find the opening kill, but with the M4, it just opens him up to playing those close corners. He can swing out, try and spray, force the T's to walk into his bullets, etc. Whereas with that sniper rifle, he would have much rather been back behind the box, that long range of engagement where Art would have had maybe 5 or more seconds to kind of cheat through the smoke, but a very good counter to that early aggression from Henny. You know, I raised the flag the first time he went for it, but that's back-to-back rounds where Henny looks to be the front runner of the ramp room. And again, with notable distance between him and the next closest CT. I'm going to look out for that smoke just so I can see where it comes from, when it's thrown, etc. See whether or not Chaos has found already an opening here in the defense. But Henny, again with the sniper, gets his position on ramp, does not look to walk in just yet. Probably more passive. It's going to give time for Art to use this second sniper outside. And, well, they just homing grenade on top of his head. 42 damage off of the frag. And the flash to meet his eyes as well. So doing a very good job of making him uncomfortable and denying an opening kill.
In the process, though, Chaos have whittled down quite a bit of their time and haven't gained too much in return. Some utility now being tossed out from the T's to open up outside control. They forced Art back successfully, and he will go join the secondary AWPer that they have in play. Now Chaos making moves down. Vanity toying with the idea of perforating into the ramp. Is going to be successful again. They're forcing back Furia, starting to take some ground for themselves, but not getting any kills in the process. Vinny, off angle, is going to be enough to shed out Steel, and K Serato going to be baited into, from Leaf's perspective, it's death from above. And another round may be slipping away as time itself begins to meander towards the next round. Vanity wrecked and finished off by the M4. He would have burnt to a crisp either way. Zeppa, they did line up. There was maybe a brief moment before the bullet passed through his head where you felt like it was a possibility, but it's all been taken away. And Furia, they're going to make sure that that one round is a blip on the radar and nothing more.
Yeah, I don't think this round is as much of a blowout as it looks like in the end for the first 40 seconds. They contested with Art outside. They pushed back his op. He had to go down into lower. They redirect over towards ramp and get the exact same effect versus Henny, who, look at the contrast in his routing, goes all the way back into the control windows, Vince, as opposed to trying to play close. But then once they went for that A site, like they try and start this round, you saw how easily they got turned away in round number 6. Well, they just cranked the dial in terms of tempo, and it doesn't work out all too great either. It loses 2 players, albeit it is low HP on Vinny. So maybe instead of just sizing up the extremities of the map and then trying to walk into the A site with 30 seconds left, they say, screw it, swing the door wide, look for an opening, look for a quick clash, and perhaps they bust through into the bomb site itself. That's not the case just yet, but they've created a mid-round moment like what they had last round. Although this time it took far less time. Henny, he sees that Molotov come down from secret stairs, and him and Yuri with consecutive kills back to back. Leaf able to get the headshot onto the man inside of Garage. He is the bomb carrier, so there is a chance at the clutch. But he is so alone. Vinny, very low, works up the ladder, resides inside the smoke, dies to the fire, but that served as a distraction. He heard the flames find the feet, looks away, and Queserado just strokes through with the AK. So 6 rounds to 1. Yeah, this is a good time for a pause. Chaos, they need a solution.
Yeah, exactly. It goes back to what we talked about yesterday when we had a ton of timeouts called an overpass. Like you have them, you have 4 of them, use them. Make sure that you have them correctly placed into position when you feel like you need a bit of a respite, a breather to figure out what's going wrong. And you're 6-1 behind. Furia's economy in pretty good shape overall. They're going to be able to buy in the next round. This is the choice of Chaos in the semi-finals. This would be a phenomenal win if they could pick this up and get to the finals, and then who knows what the hell happens. So Chaos want to make sure they get themselves into as good enough position as possible and can try and battle back against the storm. It's going to be AKs with a Galil and a few helpings of smokes and flashes. And some aggression through Squeaky. This is a play that Art loves to go for time and time again. And it's going to be successful one more time. But Leaf does come out and reels him, backflips him into a death through the smoke into the head. Vinny holding the line for a little bit longer. Zappa also chipping in. But now Vinny on top of the hut has a really important task ahead of him. And he's going to fail after getting the 1 kill. That could be good enough, though, to succeed for the round, especially considering the HP of Chaos is low. And is there going to be any magic after the timeout? It's not looking good. Henny just sneaks his way into Hut, dispatching of Zeppa, leaving Leaf in a 1v1. Big grenade damage, 13 HP remaining, and the AK behind it is going to get a 7th round for Furia, and Henny trades back up to the AWP. Chaos just can't quite convert.
No, sir. And this boy, right here from Henny, sneaking into the hut. I mean, that's, I think, just a prime example of no respect CS from the side of Furia. They got that explosive opening because Leaf finds a kill through a smoke. Then all of a sudden they explode out Squeaky Door. The player on top of Hut and Vinny gets the 1 kill versus John G. There was a moment where the mini-man looked like he was going to walk through smoke. But again, Henny, he's able to get hot on that flank because nobody inside of lobby is left over. They saw their opening on the A site, and it takes so many players to try and puncture through that the flank was open wide. Vinny, he dives down vents as Secret is so quickly taken back by Chaos. I do appreciate that they are just trying to change up the tempo, change up the target, just trying to keep things fresh and trying to keep Furia on their toes. Like a bunch of ballerinas, they somehow balance in the craziest of ways, Vince. You have 5 Ts stampeding downstairs, and still the counter-terrorists confidently make their moves, go for the rotations, and find stronger positions. But Queserado now, he's starting to get wary of the potential A play. In reality, Chaos, they have 1 man upstairs. That's Steel trying to come back around ramp, which would weaken this setup on site so that the 3 B players that Chaos got here early could just push right through.
So nearly landing 2 frags, but missing out on both puts more pressure on Art. 1 kill going to be posted by him before he is sent out. And silence, 25 seconds, bomb plant. Extends the round timer that little bit longer. And Furia now need to chip together. They have the funds to effectively go for this, but it's down to whether Queserado and Yuri can muster up the strength. Yuri smoked off, does go for a spray and tags Leaf somewhat. Queserado picks up the AWP from Art's corpse and now uses it against the T's. The hop-up play was not the one that Leaf needed to go for, but I believe he was flashbanged. And now Furia going to get another successful retake, but I thought that was Chaos's, man. Surely you've got to convert that if you're going to come back into this game.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of rounds like that, Vince, because Furia are going to be confident enough to go for these retake plays. Queserado up close. The jumping Leaf, who was clearly blind, but going for the jumping op shot, unless that's accidental, I don't know. I can't explain it. But what I do know is it wasn't the right answer. And it does cost Chaos that post plant. But they got themselves into it with a lackluster buy. They managed to find that opening. And that's what Steel needs to keep fresh in his teammates' minds. They have had openings across this half. They can lean on the CT side to claw rounds back if they don't finish the first one with a lead, which they can't now. 8 to FURIA confirmed already. And we are only 10 rounds deep. But a 5 versus 4 for Chaos. Not something they're all too accustomed to. Vinny, he slips into that Molotov just as it goes out. And then with the second nade being thrown, he decides to go for the big peek, taking down a player, dealing damage versus Jonji, and just confirming to his teammates that Chaos are making moves. Quesarado, he could be screwed if he gets pinched between Hell and Ramp, but Steel is just hanging up on the rafters, man. What's he doing up here, Vince?
I think this is where Furia's reputation kind of, precedes them. That he's expecting aggression. He's expecting Furia to go aggressively and try and make a desperation play because they're a player behind. And at the same time, it will be reverberating in the back of Chaos's mind. They had a very similar situation to this in the last round. They were able to get the post plant. They lost a 2v3. They had a 4v3 in their favor additionally. 25 seconds. It just takes one spray to turn this on its head. And now Steel, who is watching for the late flank, becomes the flanker himself. Becomes the deal. Oh no, the deal's been taken off the table maybe. Henny with the AWP takes him out of the equation, but Yuri's not really in great shape to go for this retake. So I think we are going to see Chaos pick up their second. Finally, they are going to get their hands on a second round and maybe convert that into more. Break down the economy of Furia, who are looking to save their double AWPs and should be successful in doing so. The Brazilians will have a buy to try and remedy the situation, but at least Chaos are going in the right direction now, Scrawny. It gives me a little bit of hope for them.
Yes, sir. That's 2 successful bomb explosions down on that B bomb site. And Steel taking a lot of the work onto his own shoulders with these late lobby plays, trying to find out those flanks, trying to find the lurkers of Furia. But Henny seems to have his number. Steel's all happy with the fact that he kills Quesarado close A site. Just looks to jump over towards Squeaky to open the possibility of a vent drop. And of course, Henny pushing up into the trophy room, doing what he does. So Steel calling the shots from the rooftops. Paranoia is going to start to sink in when it comes to playing teams like Furia. With the consistency of their flanks, Steel is on high alert. Let's see if they can convert. Chaos underhanding the flashes. Jonji walks right into the sniper of Art. His 7th kill. As he has played around in these smoke grenades like it's nobody's business, but he gets caught out by Zeppa just on the side of it. There is a second player here to try and plug the hole outdoors, but Zeppa, I mean, you saw Jonji trying to fight for secret stairs. He wants it. Unfortunately for the T's, there's not many smokes left to try and cross. Leaf and Steel would have to drop the last 2 pieces if they want to make that happen. Vinny, he has slipped into the squeaky door, so this could very well catch players off guard. Leaf, he peeks, and he nails the headshot. That man advantage could be huge here. Quesarado on the rafters, just focusing on Mini. They know it's open. Labored spray, but he gets the frag. Yuri also blinded. Henny hits the headshot off of the sniper rifle, and Vanity, he is going to dive down vents with bomb. We will have Chaos in the post plant, but how far does he get? They are already starting to swoop down upon him. The newly appointed primary opper in Vanity has been a bit self-critical across the tournament, but he has been warming up as time goes on. Opens the door, and he has Henny ahead of him. His hands full. A tap onto the bomb, and Vanity clutches 2 kills in the post plant.
Ooh, a bit of sauce at the end as well. Spraying a corpse, they're obviously feeling it. I just love the crossfires, though, that Furia are putting into play. You saw on A, Quesarado playing the bait, and then the switch came in from the back of the site, and Chaos were not anticipating that. Beautiful clutch by Vanity. He has been pretty self-critical. He obviously holds himself to very high standards, which is great to see. Yeah, should be going places with that attitude, and while he's going places in round 11, it puts Furia on the back burner. They're into a couple of weapons, but ultimately it's a force buy with 3 pistols in play. So Chaos have a real opportunity, Scrawny, a real chance to bridge that gap and make this half something a little bit more special. But maybe that's going to get taken away. The slight gap of the box yields the first kill for Yuri. Zeppa has been suppressed, and with that, he dips back into lockers. The pressure on for Chaos once more.
Just when you think they'd have less pressure, or at least less of a challenge to deal with, they walk into Yuri outdoors. There has been a little bit of disjointedness to the outside play, in my opinion. Chaos last round losing Jonji with no trade potential. This round, Zeppa dies with nobody there to even attempt a re-engagement. What do I know? Art blows open the squeaky door, or rather has it blown open, tries to peek through it. He will never shy away from a fight. That's the beauty of Art. But he may get pummeled here by the T-pinch. Flashbang. Oh my god, Vanity. He kills Steel. And Jonji, he fragged out with that AK, but Case Dorado on the back of the site and Vinny with the CZ. They just swarm you, Vince. You walk into the bomb site thinking you have a chance, and somehow it all goes wrong. We need replays on that one to make any sense of it. The pistols of Furia just constantly breathing down your neck.
Combo breaker. Everything I was just saying, Sporty. Did that happen? Oh, mate. All of that momentum has now just been smashed across the rocks, and Chaos, it's their turn. Keep in mind, it was an AWP, an M4, Deagle's in play, and now everything is shifted on its head. Art's going to get the first, and Furia so nearly on 10 rounds. I feel like that was Chaos's golden opportunity to make this like a 9-6 half. And with that mistake, assuming that Furia pounced on this, it could be something devastating. It's at least 10. Art and Henny having no chill, no patience, no mercy shown. Steel, last man standing. We know he can do it with the AWP, but he's already been winged to 17 HP. The walking wounded has been put down, maybe out of his misery in this round. 10-3 with Chaos in a bit of an awkward position. They're going to call their second tactical timeout.
So let's just contextualize this map, Vince, this matchup in the bigger picture. Before this event starts, Furia are favorites for the finals. Everybody has to agree with that. Liquid would be your second favorite. And I would say just because we didn't know what Grimm's edition would be, how necessarily they would gel after the fact, how quickly they would succeed with him. We now have answers. We know Liquid look good, and clearly so do Furia. Chaos have performed to their expectations. The very first interview we had, they said top 4 for the event, Vince. They said playoffs, baby. And they've done that. But now today, everything was going to have to go perfectly for them. They were going to need all of their stars to shine. They were going to need Furia to hiccup. Well, the Brazilians have come in and have absolutely dismantled Chaos on this first half. We are only one half deep of the very first map, but it is still as clear to me as ever that Furia are favorites for the finals. Chaos will continue to have chances to turn that on its head. Will it happen here to the B site? Henny says otherwise. 2 kills already on him. He is 16-3. He is going for jumping no scopes. And he even connects ones after the fact. I mean, it's unstoppable at this point. If he is not pushing into the back of your lobby line to screw you over on A, he is falling down into the depths of the B site to be the biggest landmine you've ever seen. And Leaf, well, it looks like he's just given up.
Yeah, I think he DC'd, unfortunately. Not that it really mattered. The rest of his team had just been pummeled anyway. But this shot from Henny here is just disgusting. There's like nothing really Vanity can do. He hears the AWP shot fire out once, and that's your window of opportunity against an AWP. You know it's going to take a little while. You can't automatic fire. Another bullet needs to go in the chamber. So he's like, cool, I'm going to put... Oh, I'm dead. Okay, cool. Nice. 11-3. And Chaos... I'm trying to think here, Scrawny, of positives. You know, I'm trying to think of hope, of optimism.
Okay.
And I've got to be honest, mate. I'm running a little bit dry. Do you have anything?
Yeah, man. Optimism. We all woke up this morning. The fridge is not empty. clearly the electricity's on. They're all in the server, Vince. They're chasing the dream. It may very well be eluding them at the moment, but they can see it. And that's what we all get up for, isn't it, Vince? To chase the dragon, that Counter-Strike drug. Whew. That's what gets me out of bed.
Well, fortunately, Leaf is back, and he's ready, hopefully, from Chaos's perspective, to bang out some Furia players and get them across the finish line for a fourth. But that is the best case scenario. Final round of the first half. It has been a fast one. It has been really just glimpses of Chaos. Not really coming into this game the way we expected. That being said, Furia have just been very, very solid. Steal, Mac 10 in hand, goes for the spray, lands it, but they've already taken one casualty. There's the second. It's even trades back and forth, but the HP favoring the CTs, and they both reside on the correct side. The calls, the reads from Furia have been second to none. They always seem to know where Chaos are pushing. They are in their head, but still, I thought Art realized he was behind the vent. He heard him spraying. Still walks in there and gets eviscerated as a result. Vanity goes down. 1v1 post plant with Steel on 21 HP. It will be a post plant, but he may not escape. The smoke allows him the luxury to back away and potentially go in for a peek, but Queserato was waiting. He had the patience, and there's a bit of BM to follow it up as well. Mate, you just banged them 12-3. Is it really needed? Kicking a man when he's down?
And then lighting him on fire. And then putting him out. Just so that you can bring him back in the second pistol and whoop his ass again, Vince. 12-3. Join us after the break to see what Chaos have to offer.
On top of me, and life gets hard to bear. I've got a certain remedy to live without a care. Waiting for the weekend to feel we were born to be. Let your body do this weekend. Only one thing can set you free. I choose D-A-N-C-E, more than Y-F-E-E-T. Nothing means that much to me. I choose D-A-N, You're about to lose your mind, trouble in your head. There's always a dance floor to find, so lose yourself instead. Waiting for the weekend, everyone's a VIP. The city's out for taking. Let your gang on and follow me.
It was always going to be an uphill battle. Chaos knew that coming into this series versus Furia for a spot at the DreamHack Open Summer Finals. But I don't know if they were quite ready for what just happened. 12-3 at the end of the CT side from FURIA. There was moments for Chaos to get into the game, but those minute mistakes were oh so aptly punished. And now in the second pistol, we've got the Brazilians already with their entry on this A site. Vanity's going to start emptying the utility belt, trying to soften up his targets, which he will. But still, no kills. At least not to the favor of Chaos. And not even a bomb plant just yet. FURIA, they waited a moment, knowing that Heaven could have gotten peaked. 3 players coming through Mini, 2 of which already shut down. And it is now just Vanity left. He's got a swarm of terrorism beneath him, Vince. And it boils over the top, screwing him over and giving FURIA their 13th round.
Target and target. To be honest, Connor, I think this is about as done as it gets without actually being over. I just can't see Chaos scrambling back into this. And as much as I'd love to, and we've already seen crazy comebacks, not in this kind of form from FURIA. They are as ruthless, as aggressive as ever, but they also seem eerily calm. Like nothing is going to phase them at all. Jonji up close in the smoke with a Force Spy behind him. Did jump just beforehand. I'm not sure if Yuri maybe caught a glimpse of that, but whenever you see a smoke in this vicinity, you know it's a possibility that red container's been pushed in. You know the CTs probably went for some aggression. And now Jonji, with the smoke clearing, backs off to A main, helping the rest of his team. This is going to give outside control. But FURIA is showing that they're not just the W Kings. They can also sit, they can wait, they can play the anti-ecos. They're not one-dimensional. This is maybe a problem they had 8 or 9 months ago, but now they have added that extra string to that bow. Jonji with the peak, nearly gets the timing, tagged down significantly alongside Vanity. So this is going to force them to back away, but some damage has now been inflicted from the CTs onto the T's. And a brisk one tap from Steel, who gets a second. He also dropped the bomb out. He goes for the weapon, and that's going to cost him his life. But at least damage is being inflicted, and Chaos are not going to go down without a fight, especially if Leaf secures this kill. And he does just that. And now he has the bomb, and both players on FURIA are so low.
Here's their chance, Vince. This is what was done to them at about round 11 or 12 of the first half, when Chaos, they had just the M4 and Op to go up against. Yuri kicked it off with the opening kill. He took it away from them. In this moment, we've got Chaos trying to play the bomb, but not obviously. They are still tucked into the corners here. So 15 seconds. T's going to have to make some moves. And Vanity, oh, he dies Leaf. He just needs one more shot to connect. It's him versus Art. He taps with the 5-7 and gets his clutch. A 3K from Leaf. The ramp flank, finding the first frag. A very crisp 5-7 headshot right here. Shabang. And then these two, knowing that the T's were desperate to get that bomb crossed. And had they been able to slip away into Hut, then they would have planted and he would have had to retake and it would not have worked. But he stops the bomb carrier up front and Chaos rob away around.
Hey, I would be happy to be proven wrong about how this game comes down, Scrawny. I would happily see Chaos pull off something special. I just want to see good Counter-Strike. I just want to see entertaining CS. And so if this goes a few more rounds, hey, I'm completely down. FURIA, knowing that the economic situation on their side was bad, but also reading that Chaos lost 4 players. So it's not as if theirs is fantastic either. Have gone for another Force, but Jonji gets the timing on Vinny, who's perched up on red container. That grenade's a little bit of a derpy one. Does bounce back in his face. Not going to cost him too much HP. Outside, being aggressed upon from Art, but the AK-47 now used against the oncoming terrorists. And that is going to put them at arm's reach. They're now going to have to try and funnel their way into an outside play. They've used their utility as well, though, here, Scrawny. So it's going to be a raw one. You're looking at somebody to really open up things and get some entries, and maybe Henny is the man to do just that. Not far off landing a second. And had that have gone the way of the T's with Steel falling, that could have opened up A. Instead, though, it's going to be a little bit later on. Chaos taking the player advantage. Yuri spotting one back at the CT spawn. They know one is Heaven. And now the aggression from Zeppa nearly working against the CTs. He comes out, gets tagged. Both the remaining CTs are low, but so is Henny. One bullet pretty much finishes off everybody. He doesn't quite have the bomb just yet, but now finds Vanity out in the open, who goes sprawling into action, reading the time, realizing that he may be too far gone. on. But in doing so, he's gift-wrapped his life away. And in this 1v1, Zeppa is going back onto the A site, but Henny's dropped to B. It's going to be a post-plant.
Zeppa goes away from the A site, drops through vent, and goes back to secret, thinking it's going to end on A. Henny sees that opening, dives back down to B, where Zeppa once was. And you have Henny 1 kill away from the ace, 21-5, absolutely dominating the ramp room and now patiently posted on site. He waits for the door to swing, but he's getting anxious, and that is why calls out Zeppa and closes back another round despite the weapon disadvantage. Henny is an animal.
He picked up
Vanity getting caught. That one, Vince, that one stings. Vanity getting caught trying to cross to hell in the open with no gun out.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a stinging blow. But Henny, hot off the back of getting an ace, is now north side of 20 frags. Vanity with the deagle going to try and lock it down as Jonji has fallen elsewhere. Vanity taking tons of damage, 8 HP remaining. It's another force for Chaos. Zeppa had a bit of a quiet game so far. Maybe this is his round to show the world what he's capable of doing. It's the UMP, nearly gets punished from Yuri. That grenade is destined for damage if Zeppa does not move. But it's a little bit too shallow. Doesn't affect him too much, and neither does the Molotov. So Furia, again, they probably are still slightly in favor of winning this round because of their HP and their weaponry, but the fact that Steel's got the drop on not just Henny, but the bomb goes with him, suggests perhaps this is going to go the way of Chaos, and another force fight could be successful with Zeppa getting the drop on Yuri. This game is so back and forth.
When it really shouldn't be. That's the beauty of it. We've had now back-to-back rounds where the force works out. Zeppa, big brain play to close this one. Steel, I mean, he's sitting behind the boxes, but you see this, Zeppa, he had just opened those doors and then walked backwards, clearly calling all of the attention of that final terrorist and making his frag look just as easy as Steel's. Who knew hiding behind boxes could work so well? Big moment for Chaos. Unfortunately for them, you know, if there was any margin of error for this CT side, they've already lost it with the back and forth nature. So now they've just got to win every single round they can possibly get their hands on. Vanity goes into the peak once Leaf dies from that first contact of all 5 Furia's players. Art and K Serrato making it to the base of ramp and having to decide what to do, whether push all the way inwards or slow the round down. They definitely have the time to do so. Double doors nets them nothing. If Art just stays here, then maybe Jonji eventually walks in, but Jonji has his head ripped off. I would have bet everything I own on Jonji getting that kill. I would be a broken man had somebody taken that bet. Because Art now has so much more room to wiggle. Think about this. Their second player's already down on that B-bomb site. He has the site secured, and the CTs have done absolutely nothing. So he opened the double doors, nobody there. They realize that if anybody's actually down here on the B site, then it should be over towards decon or on the control stairs. And that is why Art wraps all the way back around from outside into secret to try and get this kill. Now, Zeppa is playing incredibly safe. He is fully tucked, but at least the information gained. Sure, they don't get the kill that would secure them the plant, but now they can set both their eyes over towards decon as the bomb plant comes through. Unless somebody comes from ramp, but that's not the case. Zeppa opens up the door, and he cannot stop that bomb plant. Then Art takes his head off. Not like this. A 2 versus 4 situation where Art goes basically around the entire map to wrap it back and plant down here on B.
Come the CTs, the spray is good. Vanity may be able to save this with a deagle and perforates the ceiling. Does he have time though? This is going to be very, very close indeed. He may just about have it. Vanity sticking onto the side, gonna get the round for Chaos, but it's at the cost of 4 more players. The economy is going to be able to build back up again. Furia nearly pulling off the 2v4 Scrawny. It was so sketchy, and even though the scoreline obviously is very much in favor of FURIA, and that first half was anything but close. This half, every single round on a razor's edge.
Yeah.
It has been up and down throughout. So close. And the downside here for Chaos is eventually that seesaw is going to tip in FURIA's balance, and when it does, they're only 2 steps away from securing the map.
Now, this game could have already easily have been over, so just enjoy every extra round that these guys milk it for, because honestly, it's a hell of a showing from some of the individuals now. Chaos starting to feel themselves, perhaps. We had Zeppa down on that B site with his ump. Vanity's off, starting to connect. 3 kills over on the ramp room for him, a 7th for Chaos, but let's be real, they still have half of the round count of FURIA. The silver lining, of course, being that, well, they've actually broken the cache fully. I say the silver lining, but we've also seen FURIA win these kinds of rounds. You know, normally when they have 1 or 2 guns, they have so little. You have to be a madman to put your favorite to them here in the 22nd round. Not even Kevlar behind these pistols. A massive gap in the wall of smokes means Vanity, easy pickings, gets the 2nd kill as well. There's 1 player who is yet to cross. Maybe a B bomb site, bomb plant. It's best case scenario.
Definitely has the sense that it's going to be finished off sooner rather than later in round 22. Serato, it's his job really to just try and mess and screw with the economy as much as he can on his inevitable way out. Doesn't want to be holding on to this Deagle. Wants that round loss bonus to come in so he can get his AK-47. So he will stand and fight. His death has already been sealed. How many more people will he punch in and reap? Maybe no one else. He's about to get flanked. Oh, spins around and takes out Zeppa in the process. And now he's got an M4 to work with. Now, he doesn't have control of the bomb, but he is getting frags. And I said the economy is in the balance, and he has just completely taken that away. Chaos have got to be careful. Not only has he destroyed their economy, but he could even still win this round. Respect this man. He is an absolute beast. 21 frags already, and he's about to drop down towards the B side, where he is going to meet Leaf. Leaf needs to be very careful and tread lightly, and he darts around the bullets, dancing into a death is Serato, but what a nice try that ends up being.
Man, listen, I'm not big on the supernatural, Vince, but you tell me. Try to explain why it feels like the entire time we're watching Serato in that round, it just feels like he's gonna win it. The fact that he gets that 180 Deagle headshot, cuts the first secret player off. He had a very real chance at killing Leap on multiple occasions. And Yuri, he's gonna kick this one off by finding Jonji. Jonji, who was a killer aspect of their match versus Liquid, unfortunately is having a rough go of things here on Nuke. He is 5-20. He had been kind of like the biggest takeaways for me across this event when it came to Chaos. That was like where I was most pleasantly surprised, was to watch Jonji commandeer some of the aggressive control versus other opponents. But I feel like once we start talking the tale of aggression, maybe he is just outmatched. Oh, and Serato, he catches Steel's head as he was just trying to fall into the bomb site. A 2nd player to be confirmed up in heaven. And then after that, there's Leaf behind him, so a straight up 2v2, but Serato again. The headshots connect. And if Leaf can't clutch this outnumbered, then we have FURIA securing 15. He gets the man in the back line first. Now it's just about the bomb planter, but Henny takes his head. And we've got FURIA with 7 map points.
7 map points with Chaos, with the shackles of their weakened economy around their ankles. And this is where that Serato 3K catches up with them. Jonji down to a Deagle, UMP for Zeppa, Deagle for Steel. This is where every single one of those seemingly unwinnable, hopeless rounds you need to fight for, because it's all about the bigger picture. Chaos struggling, they are submerged, being choked out by FURIA. That Constrictor one more time is lashing in. And Jonji's had a rough day at the office, but maybe he can remedy the situation. He's landed one frag onto Art. It was a nice try, but now all the pieces of the puzzle are coming into place nicely. The Brazilians looking to finish this off. It was a bit slower than they were anticipating, especially when they won that second pistol. But now Vanity and Leaf have the weight of this map on their shoulders. Vanity up in heaven. He's had a good game. Landed plenty of solid flicks, and there's another one. Vinny not able to counteract quick enough and actually gives his position away, which is great news for Vanity because he could have overextended beforehand. The downside is his teammates died, but he is still alive, still kicking, still keeping Chaos in this. And if Case Toronto peeks in, he will be a dead man because Vanity's not budged an inch. He hasn't heard the drop yet, so it stands within reason to stay in position. And Vanity actually doesn't get the frag. I was sure he would.
It looks so damn close. Vanity, an awesome attempt at keeping the game alive, but let's be real, Vince. FURIA in full control of Nuke from start to finish. Even when they were on the lesser weaponry, we still had them just putting up way more of a fight than they ever should have, and Chaos just clearly had their hands full throughout the entire map. There was individual glimmers of hope. I would say even that last round, Vanity calls out the peak perfectly. Just can't quite hit that third shot, even after snapping Vinny from behind the box. So I think we got what we expected. A chance for Chaos here and there, but FURIA in control. Our analyst will be with you guys after the break, and we'll see you for map 2 in just a bit.